Hi, my name's Jimmy and I'm a platform supervisor and I've worked on the railways for 22 years now. Remember, it was Tuesday the 12th of March 2013. Usual really busy weekday, customers coming and going, busy packed trains, people asking questions all day long. We got to about 1:30 in the afternoon and I saw this guy, 30, 40 years old, short brown hair, wearing quite a nice suit, stood on platform 6. I recognised him because he'd been using the station quite a lot over the past few months. You've only got to see these people 2 or 3 times and you start to recognise them and their habits. He used to use the station throughout the day as well. I guess he was either coming or going to meetings or was the boss or something. He was stood right at the end of platform 6, slightly round the bend. Nothing particularly unusual about that. As I say, all these customers have their weird habits. They like to stand in exactly the same place every day, and just so that when the train pulls up, they know that's exactly where the door is so they can get on first. Or they like to sit in a particular seat, so when they get off at the other end, they can get straight across the platform to their connection. So yeah, he didn't seem particularly nervous or jumpy or agitated or anything like that. And then about 15 minutes later, he walked down the underpass to go to platform 5. Now I thought that was a bit strange because, I mean, if you're a regular traveller, you know what platform you're going to be on. You wouldn't change platforms like that. And when he went up onto platform 5, I could see he was pacing about a bit and he sort of looked a little bit lost in his head. And then that's when I remembered some training we'd had recently called tactics. Now, I'm the first to hold my hands up and say I don't always remember everything we're taught on these training sessions. Sometimes forget the odd thing. Not the main bits, just the small things. And I remember one of the main questions on this training was, are they pacing? And this guy definitely was. So I thought I'd have to keep a bit of an eye on him. Then a few minutes later, couldn't believe it, he came back under the underpass again and back up towards platform 6. And I thought, this ain't right, I'm gonna have to ask this bloke and check he's all right, question him, you know. You all right, mate? Which train you waiting for?
Oh, just the 2:38 to London Victoria.
Oh, you've got a bit of a wait. You want to make sure you keep warm out here. Do you want a cuppa or anything?
No, thanks, I'm good. Don't really feel the cold.
So the 14:38 train to Victoria came and went, and as I looked down the platform, this guy's still on the platform, hasn't got on the train. So I thought, this is a bit concerning now. And when I watched him, he was stood quite near the edge and he was like pacing round in small circles and rubbing his head, kept getting his wallet out and looking in it and then putting his hands back in his pocket and fidgeting. And he was sort of glancing down at the track and then nervously looking round to see if anyone had seen him. And this sort of really started to ring alarm bells in my head. So I thought, I'm going to have to do something about this. So I got on the radio to my colleague on platform 5 and said, you know, have you spoken to this guy at all, and has he particularly asked anything about the fast trains? My colleague said no, he hadn't. So I said, well, can you keep an eye on him, because I'm going to have to go and have a chat with him again. And that's when I remembered something else from the tactics training. They said when you're approaching somebody in this situation, you've got to be careful you don't startle them. So I just sort of tried to stroll down the platform just in a normal work way, tried not to draw attention to myself. But as I got nearer, he noticed me anyway and sort of tried to look all relaxed as though nothing was wrong at all. You're all right, mate. It's getting really chilly out here now. Sure you don't want that cuppa? I can go and get you one if you like.
No, honestly, I'm fine. Thank you, though.
Okay. Are you okay though? I noticed you missed the 1438.
Yeah, I'm fine. I had a meeting planned and it got moved, so I'm just waiting to hear what's happening next. What's it to you anyway?
Well, you've been here for over an hour now, and I've noticed you're pacing up and down the station. And if you don't mind me saying, you seem a bit upset. There's something troubling you.
It's all just getting on top of me. I can't take it anymore.
Can't take what anymore?
Life?
Look, I might be totally wrong here, but are you thinking about suicide? Look, how about we go and get that cuppa? It's bloody freezing out here now. We can sit in somewhere nice and warm, have a bit of a chat if you like. What'd you say?
Okay.
Good man. My name's Jimmy.
Neil.
So, as Neil and I went to the station office, I just said quietly to one of my colleagues if they could call the BTP and said that I was going to go and have a chat with Neil in the office for a while. So I got Neil a cup of tea, we had a chat for about half an hour, and he told me how unfortunately his mum had recently died, and that although he was a happily married man, he's getting a lot of stress from work lately. That combined with his mum dying made him feel he couldn't really cope anymore. But he said he was grateful that I confronted him when I did. So then I gave him a card for the Samaritans because he agreed that he could do with some help. So gave him a phone as well and left him to give the Samaritans a call. And when I came back in, he called his wife to come and pick him up. I've always found it really difficult to ask the suicide question, and most of the time if I've noticed someone sort of agitated or nervous, I've got one of my colleagues to try and deal with it. You can ask my family or my friends, they'll tell you that I'm not the most sensitive of guys on the planet. However, on this occasion, the tactics sort of training definitely helped me in the situation, and I'm really glad that I helped Neil to a safer place.